Hello, and welcome to Tutoring Hour. In this video, we'll focus on a measure of spread or dispersion in statistics, the mean absolute deviation, or MAD. Let's understand the importance of mean absolute deviation with this scenario. A winter clothing store records an average monthly sale of $50,000. The sale is high during the winters, but there's nothing much happening during the other months. The mean or average in this case will be a misrepresentation of the actual data. We need to look for a value that will tell us more about the spread or variability of a dataset. This is when mean absolute deviation comes into the picture. Let's take a plunge and understand variability with this scenario. Ralph and Sandra practice basketball at school every day. The tables below show the duration of their practice sessions for the last 5 days. Ralph practiced basketball for 10, 15, 30, 50, and 45 minutes, while Sandra practiced for 35, 25, 30, 30, and 30 minutes. They both practiced for 150 minutes in the last 5 days. Let's find the average time, which is 150 divided by 5. And that equals to 30 in both cases. When you look at the table, you will notice that Sandra's practice time was pretty much the same every day. On the other hand, Ralph had some very short and some very long practice sessions. Therefore, the mean will be a misrepresentation of the actual practice sessions. Let's visualize this with a dot plot. We'll plot Ralph's practice sessions 10, 15, 30, 50, and 45 minutes, and Sandra's practice sessions 35, 25, 30, 30, and 30 minutes. Let's mark the mean or balance point on both of these at 30. As you can see, Sandra's practice sessions have clustered around the mean, while Ralph's practice sessions have spread out. We need to figure out the degree to which the data tends to spread around the average value, and that's called the dispersion of variation. First, let's focus on Ralph's dot plot and figure out how much of each of his practice sessions, or the data points, have deviated from the mean. We'll subtract each data point from the mean to figure out the deviation. We have 10 minus 30, and that gives us a negative 20. 15 minus 30, and that is a negative 15. 30 minus 30, and that's a 0. 50 minus 30, and that leaves us with 20. 45 minus 30 is a 15. We can ignore the negative deviations, as we are interested in how far each data point is from the mean. We need not worry about them being on the left or right. As distance cannot be negative, we'll take the absolute values of the deviations. We have 20, 15, 0, 20, and 15. Adding the absolute values of the deviations, we have 70. Now, we need to find the mean of the absolute deviations. We'll divide 70 by 5, and that is 14. The mean absolute deviation of Ralph's session is 14. Let's move on to Sandra's table of values 35, 25, 30, 30, and 30 minutes. We'll adopt a more formal way of finding the mean absolute deviation by using the formula. And the formula is, where sigma means to sum up. The vertical bars mean absolute value. Xi is each data point. X bar is the mean or average. N is the number of values. Let's plug the values in the formula. We have the absolute value of 35 minus 30, plus the absolute value of 25 minus 30, plus the absolute value of 30 minus 30, plus the absolute value of 30 minus 30, plus absolute value of another 30 minus 30, divided by 5. And that is 5 plus 5 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 divided by 5. We end up with 10 divided by 5, and we have a mean absolute deviation of 2. Comparing the two mean absolute deviations, it is pretty clear that there is more variability in Ralph's practice session than in Sandra's session. Sandra has been pretty much consistent with her practice sessions, while Ralph's practice sessions are inconsistent. The mean absolute deviation, or A, D, gives us a clear picture of this diversity. That was quite an insight into the topic. Now it's your turn. If you want to practice this stuff, then tutoringhour.com is the place to be. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, do that right now. Thanks for watching Tutoring Hour.